Well, I had this amazing experience with Violet Tara. And people go, "What is Violet Tara?" Well, I'm discovering myself. One day, Saint Germain, I was visiting a friend, and as I was leaving, Saint Germain appeared behind him and said, "I want you to write about Violet Tara." And in 1 second, he gave me a mind-to-mind transmission. He didn't dictate the words, but he dictated the essence of the book. And those who are familiar with Tibetan Buddhism know that there are 21 Taras, supposedly, but you usually only hear about the white, the green, and the red Tara. So it made perfect sense that there would be a violet Tara. And after I wrote the book, I discovered that 1,000 years ago in China, there was a being known as the goddess of violet mist. And there were a group of women practicing esoteric studies, meditation, and learning to become masters. And she was their patron saint. And these women all ascended, attained the rainbow body under the tutelage of the goddess of violet mist. So I'm not actually creating Violet Tara, I'm just picking up a thread that has been left over the last 1,000 years. And she has become more and more real to me. And writing the book, I am Violet Tara, goddess of forgiveness and freedom. She progressively manifested herself to me more and more. And it went online, it was published and it's available on Amazon. And the first day it went on sale, it went to the top of the bestseller list. I don't remember if it was one or two on the bestseller list on Amazon. And I felt very satisfied that I'd done a good job. And that night I went to bed and I woke up in the middle of the night with the most excruciating toothache. I've never had a toothache in my life, except when a dentist worked on me, but I never had a toothache. And this was not just an ordinary toothache, it was really terrible. And all I could think of was going to the emergency room of the hospital. And then I heard this voice that said, "Peter, you just wrote a book telling people to call on Violet Tara for healing or for other needs, purification, things like that. And how are you going to be able to recommend Violet Tara as a practice if you haven't used it yourself?" So I lay there in bed and I said, "I am Violet Tara in action. I am Tara of violet fire. I am the purity God desires." And I visualized my jaw made of amethyst, illuminated by bright light. And, even after a few minutes, I didn't feel any better, but I kept working on it. I said, "I'm really asking for something special here. I've got to put effort into it." So I lay there for an hour probably, saying, "I am Tara of violet fire. I am the purity God desires. I am the presence of violet Tara, blazing violet fire through my jaw and through my tooth, healing it now." And kept saying the mantra over and over. And then I fell asleep. And in the morning, I woke up and the pain was 95% gone. And during the next day, I continued to do the practice, maybe 10 minutes here, 10 minutes there. By the next day, the pain was gone completely. And I've never had another problem with that tooth. And interestingly enough, a good friend of mine had a toothache the same night. And he did go to the emergency room and they gave him an injection in the jaw of painkiller, which was painful in itself. And then he had to go to the dentist and have the tooth pulled. So that was a very graphic example to me. The two alternatives, the way to deal with this, I could have given in to my human fear and panic and gone to the hospital or invoked Violet Tara, and I chose that path, and that has made all the difference. And she has become increasingly real to me over the past year, a year and a half, since the book has come out. And I call on her frequently, not just for my own health and well-being, but for other people. And lately I've been calling on her for the people of India who are suffering. So I've just seen her results more and more, and she's been appearing as an actual being to me now, who's one of my best friends. And I do this practice every morning and every evening, sometimes during the day. In fact, I gave some talks on my Zoom sessions, and those have been recorded and are on my website, iamteachings.com. That's i-am-teachings.com. And they can be downloaded there. And many of those discourses have been transcribed in book form, thanks to Thomas and Christine. And they're in this other book, I Am Violet Tara in Action, Lessons in Mastery. These are both available for download from my website or in paperback from Amazon. And also, the first one is available as an audiobook at audible.com. So I just thought you'd like to know this very tangible way of bringing the violet fire into action in your life. Again, this is at the request of the Ascended Master Saint Germain. So you don't have to be calling on him for the violet fire all the time. Basically, Violet Tara is an aspect that comes forth from your own I Am presence. You can even see the violet light, the tube of light from the I Am presence surrounding the physical body. So this is available to you at any moment for you to call forth. So I hope this has been helpful to you. You have a question?
Is Violet Tara like Kuan Yin or Mother Mary? Can you help me to understand this being you're speaking of?
They're all aspects of divinity. Nobody really knows who Kuan Yin was, where she was born, exactly when. Some stories have her as a man, some as a woman. Mother Mary, we believe to have been a real person who is now ascended and working alongside Jesus with the other ascended masters. There are many other goddesses, Lady Master Nada, probably Ananda May Mai, who I met in India. I'm sure she is, whoa, I feel her now. She is definitely an ascended master. So there are actual beings who lived on the earth, but Violet Tara is what the Tibetan Buddhists call a yidam, or a meditational deity who reflects to you a part of yourself. So you have like the white Tara, green Tara, so on. There have been many women who embodied those qualities and may have been called a white Tara or a green Tara or red Tara throughout history, but there is no one who is the Tara. These are all aspects of God, which is pure consciousness. So you give birth to her yourself in your own life. She is an aspect of your own God consciousness. So, and she can become as real as you want her to be. Does that answer your question a little bit?
Yes. Thank you so much.
And if you want to know more about her, you can experience her directly. You just start to visualize yourself as this goddess or whatever form you want. And then see that you become her. Now, Kuan Yin is thought of more as the goddess of compassion. The Tibetans would call that aspect Chenrezi, or in India, Avalokiteshvara. Then there's also thousand-armed Chenrezi. The mother can take on any form to bring peace to the hearts of her children. And Violet Tara is one of those forms. So thank you, and I love you. May this be a benefit to all beings.